Yeah.
Or central east.
Is that where the boys are?
Not sure yet. Hold on a second. I'm trying to...
This is upcoming.
There we are.
Yep, we're live.
All right.
2261, you can cancel it there. I got him into Walgreens.
Hello, backseaters.
Copy.
You are live on patrol with Under Sheriff Mike Martin and Director Steve Leiden. Is it still director, or did you get promoted?
No, I'm still director. I think it's pretty much, it's the Peter principle, right? Promote one step above your ability.
Okay.
So there I am. I'm at the Peter principle.
Okay, so you're a director operating as, what, a commander?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that makes us even then. So we are live in the city of St. Paul in the beautiful county of RAMSEY in the state of Minnesota. You're with the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. I'm Under Sheriff Mike Martin. I supervise a bunch of the non-patrol units, the violent crime enforcement team, intel, the carjacking and auto theft team, the gun unit, the what else do I have?
Let's see. Do you still have GIU?
No, GIU is now Under Sheriff Ramaker.
Okay.
Is running, and with Commander Josh Adams out there.
Is Josh Commander?
Sergeant. I don't know if he's acting or not. I can't keep track.
Yeah, it's
So
we've had a lot of retirements and movement in the last.
we have. I can't keep up with it.
A lot of new guys, so it's that happens. I try to get around and meet everybody. I know when I was at the sheriff's department, and then I left in 2010 when my daughter passed, and I ended up coming back in 2019, and I went on a call out on Arden Hills. I had a call at a hotel, so I went to back up the guys. There was 3 squads there when I pulled up, unmarked car, wearing my plain clothes. And as I'm walking up, one of the deputies, who I'd never seen before because he got hurt after I left, he's on 7 years, but he was gone the 8 I was gone.
Right.
And he says, "Oh, excuse me, sir, we're doing a little police business here. You need," and one of the other deputies sees me. Goes, "Oh, Director Leiden, how are you?" I said, "Oh, so I thought, I better go to a couple roll calls on patrol so
they know who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I went from Minneapolis PD for 25 years, where pretty much everybody knew me because I was in the gang unit and other things. So yeah, that too, or had been doing training. So, and to coming over here where nobody knew me.
Yeah.
Hardly. You and the sheriff and Dave Methuselah were about it.
I get phone calls. You know this Mike Martin? I said, yeah.
Oh, he's a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Oh, I told him he's solid.
Just lay low. He's.
Do you remember the first time I met you?
No, I don't.
So, it's one of 2 times. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. So it was either up at a corrections conference.
Was this back when I was still drinking? Because you might need to cut
You were
this short.
You could be. You were a sergeant in the gang.
Yes, it was.
Right. And the next time I saw you, you were working off duty at a bar, outside a bar.
Okay.
And I was looking for a fugitive, and I came up and I said, "You're Mike Martin, right?" So that must have been the second time because I'd already known who you were. And of course, I was an MGI back then. And so I showed you the picture and stuff, and you're like, "Yeah, it kind of looks like about half the guys in here tonight."
That's how I said it?
Yeah, it's pretty much how you said it. There might have been a cuss word in there. But
oh, okay.
It was hot out, humid. You're sitting on a chair out on the sidewalk, checking IDs, guys coming in.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, I was impressed. I
don't know that I've ever worked that hard. Huh. So we just, I should give a shout out because we've been trying to eat healthier, right?
Yeah.
So we've been bringing our lunch. And we used to go to Tom Reed's at least a couple times a week.
Yep.
And we went today because the sheriff and Chief Deputy Methuselah wanted to go there and
have a little lunch meeting.
Yep. So we went there today, and it was good. Again, they kept the salad bar open for us for a little bit.
Yeah, the food's really good. It's just awesome.
And we got to talk to Tom Reed.
Yeah.
So,
no, I'm live on patrol. Yeah.
So we just got done eating over there, and then we came out to patrol with full bellies. But we got to talk to Tom Reed, which was always awesome.
Yeah, great guy. Really is.
He's cautiously optimistic about the Wild this year.
What do you say about that young guy?
Yeah, the new young guy, and I gotta admit I don't know his name.
I think you told me Dunbar went to Tampa.
Yeah, Dunbar.
Yeah, the staff there are so nice. The food, I've never had a bad thing at Tom Reed's. Their food is really good quality.
Never.
You know, I mean, I go to Burger Mo's, I go to Tom Reed's, I go to McGovern's, I go to Cassetta's. You know, Cassetta's has, the only thing I've ever had at Cassetta's is their lasagna. It tastes exactly the way my mom did. It's the only place I can get that good of lasagna. And then, of course, Mancini's is my steakhouse.
Oh, yeah. Love that place.
And I'd like to get down for Little Charlie's at Bennett's.
At Bennett's, yeah.
There's some great restaurants in
we haven't talked about food because we've been bringing our lunches. And today I had a lunch, but we went out to eat. But, yeah, it's awesome. If you come into town or if you're in town, go down there on West 7th. Tom Reed's, all the places you mentioned, Cassetta's, Burger Mo's, Bennett's, Mancini's, DeGidio's. I've never had a bad meal.
No.
Along there.
And there's other places I haven't been to yet that I hear great things about. And I got to ask, I kind of cringe when I hear they're thinking putting light rail down the middle of it's such a great environment, and people like coming there, and it's so safe. You look at the crime in that area, and St. Paul has a great patrol in that area, and people enjoy being down there. Boy, you throw that in, the parking's going to disappear. People aren't going to feel comfortable coming down. You can't run business out and expect a city to survive.
No. By the way, we are scanning all the St. Paul channels, Ramsey County channels, some statewide channels, Metro-wide channels. There was some good action on a Metro-wide channel earlier today, but that's done, where they were chasing a bad guy. Cat team VIDed and got someone earlier today. And when I say VID, vehicle intervention technique, and apprehension got one of our multiple felony suspects. The one I ran into at Joe's on the weekend.
Oh, they got her?
Yep, they got her.
Nice job.
Yeah,
Are they working in conjunction with VSET, or they work separate but office together?
They office together and they assist each other. I mean, they're separate units, but for extra personnel power, we don't call it man hours, extra manpower, woman in manpower, because
deputy power. Yeah, I mean, you know,
they work together, but and they do a great job.
Yeah, it's they do a lot of things that just fly under the radar. You know, they're plain clothes, they're kind of undercover at times, so you don't give them a lot of publicity and they work hard. They're great guys. There's multiple agencies that are members of it, kind of like our SWAT team.
Yeah. And then our apprehension team are also cross-deputized as U.S. Marshals.
Yeah.
So they can pursue fugitives pretty much anywhere in the U.S. And, it's just we're lucky to have the teams that we do.
Yeah, we really do. You know, we got a great U.S. Marshal cooperation. We have great FBI work that hasn't always been the case. We have a U.S. attorney who's very pro anti-gun, anti-violence, get them off the street.
Homeland Security is partners with us. The National Guard counter-drug people do, so.
There's a lot of resources, and there's agencies help each other all the time. You know, White Bear will come and help our patrol will help White Bear. You know, you have St. Anthony will swing by. All the neighboring cities all help each other if something's kicking off.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's one of the nice things about working at a sheriff's department or a big agency is there's multiple jobs you can do throughout your career that never really have the same job more than 3 to 5 years if you want it.
Yeah.
Right? We got patrol, we have civil, we have the courthouse, we have CAT, we have
hospital,
apprehension, hospital, VSET. We got community outreach in patrol. We have canine in patrol. We have transport,
general investigations, community engagement, youth services,
water patrol.
What do you have? One of these days we should do live on patrol from a jet ski.
Talk to you in case number, please.
What do you think?
Yeah,
not because it would be interesting, but because it would be fun.
Yeah, I think I know where my Speedo is.
Oh no, disregard. Maybe save that for the podcast.
Okay. We'll go with the full body wetsuit. We're 2 sizes too big. Or maybe 6 more months on this diet. But got the 4th of July coming up. You want people to go out and have a good time. There's a lot of barbecuing. If it's warm, there's some drinking. You got fireworks, which nobody thinks it'll happen to them, but every year somebody blows a finger off. Somebody burns a house down. And then every now and then, the last couple of years, you've seen this totally irresponsible, insane shooting at each other with fireworks.
Yeah, and I don't think they understand that that's an aggravated assault. It's a felony if you, because those could do some serious bodily harm.
Absolutely.
1381 Park Avenue West on a welfare check. Teller got a phone call from a manager who was working remotely at the address and was exhibiting suicidal thoughts. Mentioned turning on the vehicle in the garage and hanging herself. Sounds like she had been drinking. Looks like her computer's showing idle for 3 hours. Checking on those analytics. That's
the city of Roseville, so we're quite a ways away. But yeah, be careful with those fireworks. Certainly don't shoot them at each other.
Yeah, we should. Sometimes we check out those other areas.
8297, 8295.
If we happen to be in that area.
Okay. Anyone hang out the 1721 Peninsula Drive within 5 meters?
Is that Little Canada or Maplewood?
Little Canada, it's right off Edgerton on the lake.
8295 copy.
North end of the lake.
All right. Maybe we'll have to head up that way.
Yeah, you make sure everything's safe up there.
Well, you get a lot of people boating that.
Kids watering, it's new water season again. Sometimes you get out there a little too far, or the water's a little colder than they thought. It was really sad. Over the weekend, a grandfather took his 2 grandsons out fishing. They decided to jump out of the boat and do a little swimming. The kids were having trouble getting back. He jumped up to help them, and he got them back. He didn't make it.
Oh no, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, it's just tragic. Tragic.
That's sad.
And then down in Iowa, there was a shootout with a guy, and 2 cops were wounded, and the bad guy was killed in the shootout. There's not a whole lot of details being released yet, but they're chasing him for a while.
Well, and I saw there was an officer involved shooting in Crookston overnight.
Yeah.
Don't know any details about that, but hey, you know where we are?
Do I know where we are right now?
Yeah, I'll give you 3 guesses. This is very relevant right now.
We're on White Avenue approaching Minnehaha.
Yes, and?
Where there's...
what world-famous athlete is from this neighborhood?
This neighborhood? I don't know.
Come on, Steve. We talked about her today in our staff meeting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I consider her a little further east. But yeah, Suni Lee. Going to the Olympics.
She is. She's going to the Olympics again. Do you think she'll ask for me to be her bodyguard at the airport again?
I
don't know that she personally asked for me.
Well, I'm sure she did.
That time, or if it was just Chanu grabbing me saying, "Hey, Mike, can you help me with something?"
You're sitting in your office. Come here.
I'm gonna.
But when you picked her up at the airport, what was it like?
Oh my goodness, it was crazy. Thousands of little girls meeting her there because they knew she was coming back with her gold medal.
Really? They just all in the lobby of the airport?
And riding with her on the little cart through the... Actually, I walked. She rode. Through the concourse to get out. People were mobbing.
Did she have the medals out and on?
Yes. She was actually wearing them. So anyway, I'm not going to point out the house, but we're right by where she grew up. And
this was her neighborhood when she was a child. She doesn't live here now, but she did.
And we're just very proud of her.
1525.
I hear the cops coming. Oh no, it's an ambulance. Whew. I was about to duck.
It's okay, Mike. We're the cops.
Oh, we are the cops.
We're the cops.
Okay.
Oh, look at the guy's got a horse.
What in the... That is a big dog.
That is huge.
Jeez.
It's a mix, too. Wow.
Yeah. Well, we're going to dump down to West 94 here. And so we could go check on that lake area.
That's a good idea. Make sure everybody's safe out there. Our Water Patrol covers all the waters in Ramsey County, including the Mississippi. We have kind of an agreement to help cover the U.S. Coast Guard. And so I think we have a boat permanently in a slip on the river. We have a boat on White Bear Lake. We have boats that are mobile. Guys are trailering them to be able to go to, maybe Bald Eagle, Jarvis, wherever there is a crowd or a problem. They respond. And we have a dive team. We didn't mention that. We have the dive team that goes out and
we just got a notice saying that Warner Road by the Mississippi may become impassable today due to high water.
It was supposed to peak last week, but it just keeps coming.
I know. So turn around, don't drown.
There you go. I like that.
That's a nice notice from our fine dispatchers in our emergency communications center.
Not only are they highly skilled dispatchers and providing us good information, keeping callers on the phone, but they can write limericks. They got a good
I know, I like it. Did they write that one? There once was a girl from Nantucket. No.
No, I don't think they wrote that one.
Okay. Well,
So you see all this construction that we're coming up on that's on our right-hand side as we enter the freeway. This is the magical multi-$100 million road just for buses, to drive out from St. Paul to Woodbury. And that's going to open in 2025.
And there'll be express buses, right?
Yeah, there'll be express and there'll be certain routes. So it's, I mean, the legislature's been very clear with the law they just passed. They don't want you driving cars in Minnesota. They want you using mass transit. Get rid of your cars. They've actually passed a bill that threatens any construction of new roadways or maintaining existing roadways if it's going to add to what they consider their pollution level. I don't know what the level is. It was in the paper. The law goes into effect. So certain road construction may not get done anymore. Certain maintenance won't get done in order to reduce the footprint to be able to drive cars, to force people onto trains, onto buses, and not be reliant on their own transportation. All in the name of pollution control, because we all know that the whole world needs to comply with if you want to make those differences, and they're not.
Right,
we can't get China, we can't get Iran, we can't get Russia to comply. But so it'll be interesting to see how that'll affect. We are.
Yeah.
We're riding together.
Yeah, we're carpooling.
Because I think if it went to that ultimate, it could be tough getting a bus to be able to respond. Hey, we need you to get over here. We got a call.
You think?
So they might let us keep, but we'll probably have electric cars. And we'll let somebody else worry about the pollution who's making that way. Unless we do. We can't do solar very well in Minnesota until they really advance those panels. It's cloudy a lot.
It is, yeah.
I lived in Laughlin for a while. One of the things I loved about living in Laughlin, it was sunshine every day. Even if it happened to rain twice a year in the desert.
Yeah.
15 minutes after rain, you'd have sunshine again.
Well, we've had plenty of rain. Oh, I should say a couple shout-outs. First off, to Bill Finney, whose last day was on Friday. Hopefully people got a chance on last Monday to see Sheriff Fletcher and Under Sheriff Finney. I still call him Chief Finney. Patrolling live, and Chief Finney blazed a trail in St. Paul, was a strong advocate of community policing, and he became a cop like in 1967. I think that was 2. But he just a great guy, a great man, a great advocate for the city of St. Paul, and we're going to miss him. So that's one shout out. The other one is to the people at the Blue Waters campground. I don't know if it's in the city of Lindstrom or up in that area, but we have a lot of backseaters up there. And I met some of them, and super nice people. And they watch us religiously. And shout out to Brett and Rocky Limback, who celebrated their 50th anniversary yesterday, and that's where I met a lot of the people.
He was a good cop.
Oh, great cop.
Yeah,
great
Minneapolis
cop, great
cop.
man.
When I was with the state fugitive unit, we worked a lot with interacting with Brett. He was just
She's
super.
about 4'4" and weighs 120 pounds. She's last seen several hours ago. If I can have you list these places, we're going to need officers to check Salem, particularly in the water, Beaver Lake near the water, as well as Target and Cub Foods for this missing.
This person from Michigan does not understand
I also have a photo
what
that
they're
I'll put
doing.
up here in just a minute.
I'll get it.
Copy. Do we have any free squads that can assist with searching for the missing?
Well, we can assist if we knew where it was.
Copy 358. Can you check Galen?
We'll check the,
It's under the missing person.
Copy.
358 affirmative.
oh, there it is. Okay.
It might be a different one, actually. This is the one they're talking about, the suicidal lady, right?
No, this is a juvenile, I think.
Okay.
A juvenile girl. What's this person doing besides trying to get
379,
pulled
would you be
over?
able to check Beaver Lake?
En route to Beaver Lake.
Oh, boy.
Can you assist searching for the missing at the target?
Copy.
I don't see why they think the areas
There's nothing in there to talk about the lakes or any concern.
10 a.m. and she's on foot. Family said that she's likely to be playing at any school playground or just parks in general.
Okay.
Copy.
Need it past this trailer before he almost hits me again.
Want to check the beach in Lake Jarvis? See if she's there.
Let's see there, yeah. And she's been gone since 10.
Yeah.
That's 5 hours.
30 only.
You're now on Interstate 35E going northbound. Highway 35 runs all the way from the Mexican border all the way up to the Canadian border, and when it hits Minneapolis it splits into two, and we are on the east part of that, and then they meet back up above the city. It's the easiest way to get off.
You called the ECC supervisor
To get
regarding
over there,
setting up
I think.
pictures and transit.
What's that?
To go over there. Should we, I take Little Canada Road. Is that
Yeah,
the easiest?
yeah, that's perfect.
Not Big Canada. We're going to Little Canada.
Little Canada. Hey,
It's like Canada, only it's bigger or smaller.
little. Yeah. They got, Little Canada's coming up.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I got an email on that this morning.
It's this time of year.
Mike Cervaca used to be one of our sergeants in CAC. He's now a commander out in Water Patrol. He also helps with that community outreach. And it's Slice of Shoreview. It's the first 2024 summer detail for our Sheriff's Department to help with. Friday, July 26th through Sunday, July 20th. It's a great time. Nice parade.
Oh, that's a fun. It's
Yeah.
a fun event.
You
They always
don't have to live
bands.
in Little Canada to go enjoy it.
Or to Shoreview. I mean,
Yeah.
that's Slice of Shore.
Slice of Shoreview. I see Little Canada.
You said Little Canada.
It's all one big county. My kids say they're going to start looking for a home for me.
Well, I got some good suggestions. But generally, you need to be court ordered.
376, I'll be checking Lake area.
Copy.
Checking.
7914, after 10 and 15. 37.
I started in 1979 at Stillwater Prison as a correctional officer. And one of the first inmates I dealt with was a guy named Isaac Brown. Remember that name?
No.
So before your time, I'm thinking 77, 76, he shot and killed a Minneapolis police officer who was working off duty at a liquor store.
Awesome.
I believe that was and he was chasing him, and he reached behind as he's running and just fired randomly, and
Well,
unluckily for awesome shot and killed him. And he would sit and talk with me of the stupidity, not thinking of the consequences, never thought he'd get him. And then T. Eugene Thompson, famous lawyer in St. Paul, was the trial of the century when he was put on trial for hiring a hitman to murder his wife and collect the insurance so he could run off with his girlfriend. But he wanted it to look like an accident, and the killer botched it. It's a brutal, horrible death. and they actually had to. That was 1962, and they had to suspend the trial so that they could
Still the one Todd Drive on an
let
assist.
the
Caller
state
hasn't
deal
got the
with
fight
the
this
death of
morning.
President
He's
Kennedy.
there to get his stuff
He was
and
prosecuted.
things are gonna get
When Kennedy
breakfast.
was convicted.
Wow.
So he went to prison for life for that. He did end up getting paroled at some point, and I think he got a real estate license. He married one of the Applebaum heirs.
Oh.
But his
The
son,
Applebaum's grocery stores.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
Rainbow
Are they still
Foods.
around?
No.
Okay.
No. I think the last one was on Lake at Chicago, actually, closer to Elliott in Minneapolis.
Okay. Yeah, so he had 3 children, as I remember, 2 daughters and a son. And the son, that's a tough thing to live with, right?
Oh.
I mean, I've read a book that an author wrote a few years ago, how the kids kind of got ostracized. Parents didn't want their children playing with them anymore.
Oh.
And you're not guilty of your father's sins, right? But he ended up going to law school himself, became a lawyer, and then became a prosecutor down in I think it's Blue Earth County, Faribault.
Mm-hmm.
It was Faribault, but I think that's Blue Earth County. And then he became a judge. Retired as a judge, had a very successful and man of the pillar of the community. And
Wow. Huh. There are people who do one stupid thing in their life and then turn it around.
yeah,
I mean,
it's that emotional decision. I've never made a good decision when it's been emotional.
you have to let me know where we're going.
You're going perfect right now. You're going to get down here at the stop sign. We're going to take a right and go up to the beach, which will be on the left.
Okay, because I've never come this way.
Yeah, we'll cruise through the beach, and then we'll come back up, swing around the north, see if she's walking along the lake.
Good idea. Yep.
So we're coming up to Edgerton. This is Edgerton at the stop sign.
Now, I remember when Joe Odegaard got T-boned by the Stolen right here.
Yeah.
And then the guy tried to go down by the lake.
I don't know if he did. Yeah, he didn't live far from here. It was a juvenile, stolen car.
Yeah.
And there was 2 of them going tandem. One got through the intersection. The other one T-boned Joe.
Because he was trying to follow the first one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And totaled the car. When I pulled up, I thought, oh my God, no. And
his squad, and then I'm like, where's the deputy that was in this squad?
yeah, because it's empty.
Because
He
the
went out and
squad's
chased
empty.
him.
I thought he was in an ambulance somewhere. And no, he's out on foot chasing the guy.
That might have been a Friday night that we were out patrolling. So I pulled up on it then, and here's the deal. I had recruited Joe. He was a North St. Paul detective, and I recruited him to come work for us. And it was his first night after training to be alone. And they jokingly told him at briefing, you'll be fine, just don't smash up your squad car. And 3 hours later, he gets T-boned by this kid with just complete lack of cognitive thinking. Just,
Right.
He's 13, has no ability to think 5 seconds before anything he does. He just reacts in the very present, very immature, poor driver, not a lot of good coordination. T-bones him, totals out both cars. Fortunately, nobody got hurt.
Yeah, he was worried he was going to get in trouble.
Yeah, I
And I'm
laughed.
like, you're not going to get in trouble. You're doing your job. And anyway, it was a brand new Tahoe squad, though.
Brand new. I think it had only been on the road about 1,000 miles. Must be camping. Got their baby out there. Well, there's a boy swimming. I don't see anyone else in the lake. There is nobody here. If you're looking for a place to swim and don't want a crowded beach, I'm telling you, Lake Jarvis is not occupied.
Right now, there's a couple. Are they water skiing?
They're
or
way out
something?
there, but I don't know.
Way out there.
They're requesting PD to help with the
Huh.
They are really out there.
A couple ladies having a picnic. Watch out for Yogi and Boo Boo. There was a bear recently up here
There was, but not Mike.
walking around, but that wasn't.
Are they still on? Is there anyone under 40 that would know who the Yogi and Boo Boo is?
I don't know, but I'm going with our audience here. Our backseaters, half of them get it, at least.
Are you saying they're our age?
Yes. A lot of the ones I meet are like our peers.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, this is. I don't know that I've ever been in this area during the day. Because it's a very nice neighborhood, not a lot going
She's
on.
calling back. ask for the more current address or correct address. That doesn't know either.
And I think this corner house here used to be owned by the people that owned the Venetian Inn back in the day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Might have been the house next door also, were both Venetian properties.
Some fishing going on over there.
Yeah, I don't know how good the lake is. If we see somebody out by the dock, maybe we'll stop and ask them how the fishing is, see if they've seen the girl.
Yeah.
Beautiful homes, nice house.
It's too bad our camera, you won't get to see everything we get to see, but it's a beautiful lake here.
Properties are really nicely kept up.
There's a chair for you,
Good thinking about me.
in case you need one.
Yeah, I like that. A little park bench, a little chair. When I was a kid, we would sometimes come swimming up here. My sister, named Mary Holman now, wasn't Mary Lyden. She got stepped on by a horse. Somebody rode a horse down to the beach. You know, sometimes they shuffle around. They shuffled. She was petting the horse and shuffled and stepped right on her foot.
Oh, no. Ouch.
Yeah, it was not good. I think we had to call. Use a payphone back in those days for you that don't know.
You didn't have a cell phone.
There was no cell phone then.
Telegraph.
Yeah, exactly. Have mom come down and get her. There's some more fishermen out there.
Yeah, it must be a good spot. Oh,
Oh, we got
this guy must...
a homeless guy out here? What's
maybe,
the deal?
yeah, could be.
Oh, yeah. Hello there, sir. How are you?
Guys, how did you know it's free cigar day at Lake Jarvis?
Well,
Hey,
how
are you?
Good, how are you?
We're actually out looking for a lost girl. We wanted to
I
check
heard
the
that,
beach.
so I thought take a chance of coming by, and there is no fish in this lake.
There aren't.
They're not.
These guys are just seeing the reels.
You don't see nothing.
Oh, don't come here. It's been
Oh, Mike, I
fished
lost
out.
a bet. I bet Steve, if he would say yeah, was going to wear a Speedo, live up
Oh,
patrol.
yeah.
So that's why I lost the bet.
Okay.
You guys safe?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
everything's good.
We're
We
good.
talked to Ted Steinek.
Oh,
Steichen today.
Oh, God.
And I mentioned you. I was a Vulcan in 2004. You were my fire king. He goes, you went right to the top. You went right to the best guys.
Well, he's kind. He's very good.
Yeah.
But I do a shout out
Awesome.
to you guys in the Water Patrol. They're out here often.
Good.
Keep
They do a
everybody
good job.
safe.
Yeah.
In fact, they commandeered our pontoon once for an unfortunate situation.
Oh,
drowning.
Oh.
But we were there for him. And,
So you helped them out, let them get up
so
on the
it's all
boat.
good. I don't want to keep you, but how did
Hey.
you know it's free cigar day at Lake Jarvis?
We have the best intel unit in the entire state.
Yeah.
It's amazing what you
But
can
they're
get
just
tonight.
pumping us intel.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just nothing gets by you. So
Remember
let
Tom
that be-
Snyder, the Tom Snyder show?
Yeah, yeah.
And he used to say, let the color teenies fly through the air. But sometimes things fly through the air, and it gives me a tip that there's something
Very
going
good,
on.
very good. I won't keep you. Keep everybody safe, but thanks for swinging
We'll
by.
try.
Enjoy the cigars.
You want to say hi to
See
the
what
back
you're doing out
seaters?
here.
Well, that's
Say hi to the back seaters.
the back seaters, all right?
There we go.
Did he come on?
Yeah.
Oh, this is delayed, isn't
It's
it?
delayed, yeah.
It's all good. Yeah.
So it's delayed so we can cut out all your language.
Yeah, pay no attention to the bathing beauty out there on the dock.
Thomas, have a good
All right,
say
you
hello
too.
to wonderful Wanda for
I
me.
will.
Good to
Mike,
see
be
you.
good. Thank
Have
you
a good
guys.
one.
See ya.
That was Tommy Barrett. He is the retired director of the Minnesota Gambling Board. He was a Vulcan in, I believe, 92 or 91. He was Fire King in 2004, the year I was a Vulcan. He's been Mr. PAC, very involved in civic duties. If you own a business, if you are a politician in Ramsey County or the city of St. Paul, you know Tommy Barrett.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Do you want to explain, not only for the backseaters, but for me, the Vulcans and the Winter Carnival stuff?
Absolutely. So, the history, the legend of the Winter Carnival is back in the late 1800s. James J. Hill, the railroad tycoon, lived in St. Paul, and he called a meeting of the head of railroads, big meeting in St. Paul in February. So the New York Times sent out a reporter on the train to cover it. Big deal, right? And when he came back, he wrote an editorial that Minnesota was a winter wasteland unfit for human habitat. No sane human would ever live here. It is absolutely uninhabitable. And that kind of upset Mr. Hill and upset the city council and the commerce. So they decided we're going to throw a winter carnival and celebrate the fact that a little cold weather doesn't stop having fun. And they came up with a legend of King Boreas and his four brothers, that's north, south, east, west, princes of the wind. Got that?
Yeah.
And then they have princesses, you have the king and the queen, and they come to St. Paul, fall in love with the 7 hills of St. Paul, and freeze the city. And the Vulcans are like, no, you can't do that. They're like the Freedom Fighters. They're like the 7 Musketeers. They're fighting the evil king for
Are they like the Heatmeister in Santa Claus is Coming to Town, or one of those? All right, that's an obscure reference.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. My kids are older than that. But they have a reputation of being, what they do is they disrupt the Winter Carnival's activities of the king. So he might be having a dinner, and the Vulcans will show up and disrupt it. There might be a little hand-to-hand combat with the Royal Guard. There will be good comedy, good play. The Streets of St. Paul is the stage, and it's actually a play that the characters put on. Behind the scenes, we're all good friends. I still have great friends from back then. King Boreas was John Bennett, a wonderful man. He's a banker in town. When my daughter died and I wanted to start a scholarship in her name, he was instrumental in leading me through how to get that done.
Is he from Bennett's?
No, different
Bennett.
Different
Okay.
family. John Bennett is a banker, president, vice president of several different banks. Super nice guy, really smart. He's got 2 lovely daughters. And the Royal Guard we still communicate with, our Prime Minister. And then the Vulcans, there's 7 Vulcans with the Fire King. The Fire King was a Vulcan at one time. Got to be in good standing. Should have 5 years in, so you know what's going on. And, we take over bars and entertain people. I like to have fun. We give them the grease, and, times have changed. You don't do that. And if people would like a V written on their cheek or on their hand, we'll put that on there. And go to parades. It's a 5-year commitment when you're a Vulcan.
Mm-hmm.
You do a whole year of parades, and then the next year you help the new crew, and then you do a charm and sales, then you do a fundraiser, and then you run the victory dance that occurs when you dethrone the king and run him out of the city. A big victory dance on Friday night, the last night of Carnival.
It's a fun thing.
Great time.
It brings together people from St. Paul. It's a real community engagement thing. I wasn't familiar with it until I came to work over on the side of the river.
Yeah.
I knew who the Vulcans were because
They have a
seeing them in
reputation.
parades and reading the newspaper.
Yeah, there have been a few incidents. Now when you become a Vulcan, there's a couple months of training you go through secretly, and people don't know you're a Vulcan yet because the carnival hasn't started. We have several other states that send their festival characters to our festival, and then we'll go to theirs. And people from all over come. It's just it's a great time. It's very family oriented, and it's to celebrate all the things we do have available to us. So winter slides, ice skating. Sometimes I encourage, maybe we should look at some snowmobile races. There's softball tournaments. There's even car racing on Lake Phelan.
I've never seen someone playing golf without a shirt on.
I haven't either. That's,
We're driving by the Phelan golf course. I just thought that was like
I had to do a double
part
take.
of golf etiquette.
Initially, I thought I had underwear on. Just that's kind of tight pants. We're southbound on Highway 61, or also known as Arcade, coming up to Wheelac Parkway.
Let's check and see if they've found that young lady yet. I haven't heard any updates. A lot of calls. Out of domestics. I don't see it in there anymore.
Look at mine. You drive over.
Well, I like to use the curbs like I'm bowling with the bumpers up.
I'll possibly out with the female at Geranium and Edgerton.
Oh,
Just found her.
wow. That'd be awesome. That's a long ways from home.
Thanks for the timing.
Is that your first squad car?
Yeah. Well, no, it was a horse.
Right there.
My first squad car was a horse.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm older than dirt. I did start at the prison in '79, and I spent 20 years with the Department of Corrections and worked with really, really great, dedicated people. And people grow up and their kids. You play Army men, you play doctor, you play cop, you play fireman. Nobody plays prison guard.
No.
You don't think of that as a career, but when you're when you get college age and you're starting to look at that and you're thinking to yourself, you know, I want to get into law enforcement. Well, working in the prison would be a good start while I'm going to college because you didn't require a college degree.
You get benefits.
Yeah,
You get good salary and pension.
It's a great job, and it's very career oriented. I mean, it's not just there's correctional officer, correctional sergeant, correctional lieutenant, assistant superintendent, warden.
Special investigations.
Yep. In prisons, you've got associate wardens. You have cell hall directors, and you've got the Office of Special Investigations. So there's, and the people I worked with were phenomenal. Dave Porty, Mark Freer, Les Hammond. I shouldn't start naming because then I forget something.
You're gonna forget something.
Yeah. But, you know, I worked there, actually created the Office of Special Investigation for a while, worked as an officer, segregation. Tom Smith worked for me, later became the Chief of Police of St. Paul.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
A lot of
Good guy.
coppers have started in prison, or started working in prison, I should say, not in prison.
Yeah.
And, or worked in, I personally think, you know, a lot of our deputies worked the jail in the old days before we put correctional officers in there. A year or two in the jail, a year or two working in prisons, 90%, maybe 85% at the best percent of crimes are committed by just 10% of the population.
Oh, yeah.
And they're repeat offenders and they keep coming in and out of jail. So you work in prisons or the jail, and then you hit the streets. You already know who most of the career bad guys are.
Well, and you know how to talk to people.
Exactly.
And de-escalate situations, and you're not afraid of talking to a violent offender.
No, you recognize that nobody's all bad, and nobody's all good either, right?
Right, yeah.
And so
Except for my wife, Ann.
yeah,
She's all good. Yeah.
she's always good, and she's the most beautiful woman in the world, especially if she's listening right now.
I think she might be, so...
Then she is.
She's... I hit it big in the lottery of love. That's why Alex calls her the jackpot. So...
Something he's never hit.
Yeah. So... Uh-oh. Crazy dog on the loose.
He doesn't seem to go out. The guy's feeling pretty comfortable. Either he wants to get rid of the dog, or he's comfortable he's not going to run out in traffic on Maryland Avenue. We're on Maryland now. He's pulling up to an arcade stoplight. You know, when I first saw this I Love Pow, whatever that soup's called.
Pa.
I thought
it's pronounced Pa.
Pa. I thought the paint was peeling.
Yeah, I know. And then you realize it's the skyline. I did the same thing.
Yeah, it really surprised me.
Someone wanted to eat there once. This was quite a while ago. And I'm like, gee, it doesn't look too good. But then I realized, oh, yeah.
Or you can enter their car.
Are they even open anymore?
It doesn't look like it. I
No,
wonder
it
if they moved. There's so many great places to eat. Thai, Chinese, Vietnamese.
Italian.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shout out for Tony. Mama's Pizza on Rice Street is absolutely the best pizza, the best hot bagel I've ever had. Tony owns the place. It's been handed down in the family. He does a wonderful job with it. He's always making the food, talking to the customers. I think since the pandemic, it's takeout only. It's worth it. It's a great Italian pizza place. You know, I'm not supposed to admit this, but all this food talk's getting me hungry.
I know, we shouldn't, yeah. We need to talk about something other than food.
I think
This is what happens when you put two big guys in a car together.
535 to 601 Sandhurst to 602.
Man, it's really... I hate to use the Q word. It's really not busy.
Yeah, don't jinx us. You're going to jinx us if you say it.
Yeah, where's Pat when you need him?
Yeah.
Do you recode this new first log assistant?
See.
Well, thanks for watching us, and for those of you who shared this, we really appreciate it, because the more we can kind of reach out and educate people on what we do. I'm not saying we taught them a lot about police work so far today. We still have a little time, but we taught them about the Winter Carnival.
You know, it's a lot of people, you know, you got lights and sirens, and you might have a shooting, you might have a domestic, but the majority of police work is really interacting with the community. You know, the sheriff talked about it in our admin meeting today. You got to get out and talk to the people. You know, don't wait for something to happen. Interact, talk, develop relationships, and build that trust. Build that. You know, in the old days, seriously old days, you had foot patrol.
Yeah.
And those guys lived in the city. Most of them lived in the neighborhood they were patrolling. And it didn't matter if they're on duty or not. If there's a problem, you call the copper from down the street, and he'll come help you out. And we kind of lost that with the squad cars and people not living in the city, and they just kind of go. And when it gets busy, they're just going car to car.
Yeah.
Call to call it.
Yeah.
And,
well, and that's how we solve most of our cases, especially the big ones, is by talking to people.
It's teamwork,
and
right?
developing those relationships, and getting off your butt and knocking on doors. And,
Yep.
you know, just
The
they're
caller's not with the patient. They have limited info.
developing a relationship with victims' families and even suspects' families, trying to get them to turn themselves in in a safe manner.
And if the only exposure you have to cops, right? So there's a burglary, and the cop shows up at the house. If it was your house, you're not real happy he didn't show up to stop it in the first place.
Right.
And if you catch the burglar, he's definitely not happy you showed up. So nobody's happy, but you don't want to interact with your neighbors and your citizens you're serving just when there's a problem. You should be interacting with them as much as you can.
Yeah.
And and it's not new. People, new policing. It's not new. It's going back to what's worked.
Yeah. When I was assigned to
contact, clear.
what was called a high crimes area beat car in Minneapolis, we were assigned to whatever neighborhood had the most murders, shootings, drug dealing, prostitution, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And our job was to work with the community to solve those problems. And a lot of it was, talking to people about lighting and, property issues and removing abandoned vehicles and those things that make it look like people don't care.
Yep.
In a neighborhood, graffiti, and getting to know the community. That's when I finally learned how to do good police work, was because I learned that, hey, we can't just arrest our way out. We have to, do a lot of things, and oftentimes it was the very little things that meant a lot to the livability of an area. I remember we actually were getting an award for reducing the number of shootings and homicides in the Lindale neighborhood in Minneapolis, and my partner and I went there to receive this award. We're all proud with our chests sticking out, and there was I hesitate to call her elderly because because I'm so much older, but probably 80-year-old woman, but she said, yeah, but I still don't feel safe walking up to the corner store. And we're like, what? I mean, there hasn't been a robbery or anything in this neighborhood in months. But there was a group of guys that would sit on the corner and shoot craps, roll dice
She didn't want to
on the
walk by
corner, and that intimidated her. She didn't want to walk by them. And I was like, oh my God. We drove by those guys 100 times. We knew who they were. So we left the meeting. We drove over to them and said, hey, could you guys move your game over somewhere where you're not blocking the sidewalk and people don't have to walk around you? Yeah, no problem.
Did you win anything? Oh.
No.
You didn't bring some loaded dice from a raid?
No, but that would have been something I would have done.
Yeah.
But,
sounds like something I'd have done.
but it was like, but you know what? It dawned on me then. We never asked people what did they want us to work on. We thought chasing the drug dealers through the yards and getting guns and all that crazy stuff was what they wanted us to do. And they wanted us to do that too.
Yep.
But it's the livability stuff.
What do you got this plugged into?
Just into the computer. It's just a charger for my... Do you need it?
It depends on if I plug it into my body.
I don't know if it's the right one, but...
It might work. Some of them work this size.
Otherwise, I think the right one for the body cam's in here.
Yeah, this one won't work. Just make sure. You'll have yours on, right?
Sure. Hold on just a sec. Here. It's a plastic bag that has that in it.
Well, as the director of the CAT unit, I make sure my guys got the equipment to get them the training, talk to them about some of the statutes or strategies, and I like to hit the street and work with them, and I fly drones a lot. And so I don't always have a vest on. And last time we did Live on Patrol, my sister saw me and called up, and she just really got on me about not wearing a vest. So,
is it true that you told her you were just going to hide behind me?
Yeah, well, you're big enough that I can
I'm
get
big
you.
enough, yeah, so I'm a good shield.
Yeah. Yeah, she
I
saw
can't
no.
find the right one. It's
I'll just make sure yours is on. I'll stand behind you. Again.
Oh.
You got the shoulders I can stand on, Michael.
Oh. It's like, have you ever seen that meme where the one cop's huge? He's like 400 pounds and the other cop's tiny. He's hiding behind him. And the meme says, all of a sudden, Bob realized why Joe had been buying him lunch all these years.
Well, that's not why I bought you lunch today, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to sneak through back here up to University.
Things have been pretty busy with CAT. Not as busy as it used to be. They've done such a good job getting, by strategizing, identifying the kids, targeting, knowing what they were stealing, kind of maybe where they went. I think the last time I looked, the car thefts are down
live
70%
on patrol. So
this year from
I'll
last
call you
year at
back
this time.
when I'm done.
Which, and St. Paul has gotten more
Probably
aggressive
half
now
hour or so.
with their car theft team. They've got people out, they're looking. All their cars have license plate readers to quickly notify them if there's a stolen car they're driving by. So the number of car thefts in St. Paul, the number of carjackings in St. Paul and Ramsey County, we've really been able to drive down, working with the other law enforcement agencies, Maplewood, Roseville, St. Paul, White Bear, hope I'm not leaving it out.
Metro Transit, Roseville.
New Brighton. Yeah, they're so far up there, and they really do. They got a nice, quiet little city for the most part.
I know.
And Moundsville. Moundsville's another one.
Moundsville too. Yeah, great.
But it's
city.
so sometimes my guys here, they're really working hard to get out there to find a stolen car before they just drive by them almost hourly. Yeah,
I saw a stolen Kia hit a squad car
or
in Minneapolis and injured the officer.
Yeah, that was this morning. I have not got an update on his condition. Hopefully he's doing well.
Yeah.
And that's why our guys, they try real hard not to get into a situation where we can try to control when and where to make the arrest. And then we have the new gun unit, who's been very effective, very collecting good information, they have good people that we have gone out of our way to interact with people, to get out of the street, talk to the parents, talk to the kids, even the parents of the kids that are stealing cars, the kids that are stealing cars. So there's been a couple of shootings and homicides that other agencies have come to the CAT guys saying, hey, can you help us with your connections? And our guys have gone out and identified through their rapport they have who the killers are or who the shooters were. You give that information to the other agency, you work in cooperation. Sometimes you've already got a case on the shooter that's unrelated, and then they get a case on it, and you might both be working, and then you realize, hey, I got this, you got that, what should we put together? So the professionalism of law enforcement leaders recognizing the critical importance to share information helps solve crime. There used to be a day where you didn't have that professionalism. It was nobody can know what we're doing, nobody can see what we're doing because I don't want somebody to think I can't police my own city. Now they recognize bad guys go all over the place. So good professional police chiefs, police sheriffs share as much information as they can as quickly as they can with other.
I mean, it's the key to solving things and keeping your community safe, and any good professional chief that's been to any decent training knows that sharing information is the key to creating public safety.
When I first had my daughter, newborn baby, I lived in those apartments on Edmond. They had just built them. And my wife took a caretaker position, and they provided us a free apartment. And when you're a new parent, and I mean like home from the hospital 3-4 weeks, we get a phone call one Saturday from our friends that we play tennis couples double with all the time. Hey, it's a beautiful day. You guys want to come over and play tennis? Yeah, it'd be a great idea. Or, tennis equipment together, or walk into the door, and I'll look at my wife and say, hey, we got Abby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's napping. Call them up. It's gonna be about an hour. Baby just went down for a nap.
That's funny.
So now we're on Payne Avenue.
Rice Street.
I'm sorry.
Don't be lying to the back seat.
Rice Street, just past Litton, coming up to Atwater. You got XL Energy, used to be NSP.
Yeah, I actually met a guy yesterday who worked out of this building for many years. He's now at a office in White Bear Lake, I guess. But he loved working down here.
98273 status.
I don't know how the comments section turned to talking about Officer Rob Thunder from Minneapolis PD, but he's a great guy. His dad, Bobby, was a great guy. Had a lot of fun working with him over there throughout the years, and just an awesome family of people that are dedicated to the police department as well as the community. So...
The 5673 is the 481's party, the shoplifter.
Would you like to get a free smartphone?
You know, I've got enough phones. I
There's
got to carry two because I got my personal phone and I got my work phone. That's
I don't think you gotta be.
Mom's pizzas.
Oh yeah. I said you had to be on Snap or EBT or Medicaid.
Did you ever know Jim Ryder?
I met him.
St. Paul City Council.
But I didn't know him really. But I had met him.
This was his area, and I'm telling you, this is a guy who everybody knew him. He knew them. His funeral was here. He used to drive around in his car and help patrol to make sure there wasn't nonsense going on. Try to head it off. He was an ambassador to back then, before we even had the concept of having our ambassadors out on the street talking to kids, trying to diffuse conflict before it gets into a problem. Ahead of his time, great man.
That's when politicians actually left their offices. And actually were out in the community.
He spent more time in the community than sitting in an office and
listening to.
Because he still represented the people, not the party. He was a member of the party, but he represented the people.
Well, and now it's like you never see them out in the community unless it's some personal fundraiser or whatever. You know, it's
or they're in front of a microphone after somebody gets tragically fired. But what doesn't surprise me because of that, I got a lot of soccer going on out here. What doesn't surprise me is when I talk to citizens, when I am out and about talking, they don't know who their city council is anymore.
No.
They don't know. They
or their county commissioners.
Yeah.
Or even their state reps.
Yeah, it's just, I try to tell my family that, I've got a little nephew named Mason, lives out in White Bear, and he's just the happiest kid you ever want to meet, great personality, and you try to tell people, look at, kids get it. They don't have any prejudice, they don't have any preconceived hatred or ideas, or they don't judge people until they meet them on how they act and behave. And that's what people got to get back to. Oh, well, here I am on my soapbox again.
I know, we're always on our soapbox, but hopefully...
It's so quiet out. I can't believe there's no calls.
It's unbelievable, especially with all the different things that I know are going on with, soccer tournaments in town, people in town for the Hmong Sports Festival, although I think that ended last night.
Nope, soccer tonight and championships tomorrow, I believe. Or no, next weekend.
Okay, because the Hmong... I'm sorry, the Somali.
That's what I'm talking
soccer tournament. Yeah, I think semifinals are tonight.
Yeah,
but
and then the Hmong's over the 4th, right?
Yeah, usually, but I think the Hmong tournament was this last weekend, and then, but I don't know when it ends. This always sneaks up on me. Oops, that's not the one. I should read the signs.
For Cayuga?
It said on there I was supposed to watch for slow children. What about the fast children?
Well, they'll get. You don't have to worry about them. They get by you quick.
Oh, okay.
But I think you have to be more polite to kids. You just can't tell everybody how slow they are.
Yeah, it's not very nice, is it?
No, not nice at all. Oh. You gotta be gentler.
Did go for it.
What's your for?
Clear, white female, no. Moving back on the street.
Going to be going underneath 35E on Cayuga, heading eastbound. Sweet Hollow has got a long history in St. Paul. They used to have people living in the area, would flood out. It's a lot of train tracks and some other things have gone in there, but it's still, there's a walking path, not used to be train tracks.
Yeah.
There's a kid named, Scott, last name. He had raped a girl, St. Paul Chief Police were in a foot pursuit with them. And one of their officers figured, by hearing what he's running, he figured he's going to be running down to Sweet Hollow for the train tracks. So he just went there and sure enough caught the kid. A little bit of a struggle, gets him down on the ground, and they were just changing over from revolvers to semi-automatics. This is back in the early 80s. And gunshot goes off, and he sees blood on the kid instantly. He said, oh my God, no, somebody's shooting at us. Gets on the radio, calls it out, finishes handcuffing the kid, and realizes he'd accidentally discharged his weapon when he grabbed the kid.
Oh no.
Shot his own thumb off.
Oh.
He later went on, he had a great career in law enforcement, worked the gang strike force, had a great outreach program for Asian juveniles into, I think, the Mighty Mites. They did a lot of work on cars and stuff, and they came to work with the sheriff's office, worked special investigations, still continued to work with the Asian youth. They were new immigrants to the country at that time. We worked hard with them.
Well, backseaters, we didn't have any action today. This working day, so I don't know. We might have to move these to
379.
evenings.
Do a early evening.
It's just nothing's.
I'll be clear now. Start to
Not getting a lot of
I
activity.
think what it is, Mike, is they hear you and I are back on the street, and it's just waiting.
They're like, let's wait until those guys
Yeah, are gone.
get off, and then we'll go out and cause trouble.
And if you believe that, we've got land in Florida to sell you with lots of water rights.
Well, thank you so much for watching us today. We're going to call it a shift. We appreciate it. And I think the sheriff is going to go on within the next couple of days. He kind of hinted at that, but to talk about the 4th of July.
73.
Wouldn't be
Safety.
surprised if he did.
So thanks for watching us, and stay safe. Have a great
Caller says
holiday.
Buck.